Hi, welcome to the Union Chain Bridge Project's 4th digital broadcast in March 2022. In this episode, we'll be getting a news update from site, updating us on what's happening with the restoration project right now. And we will also be talking about British Science Week, which is coming up between the 11th and the 20th of March this year. So first of all, let's go over to the Union Chain Bridge site to see what's happening right now.
Thank you, Hugh Edwards from the studio. Here we are at the Union Chain Bridge site where engineers have been busy at work putting our historic bridge back together again. As you may know, previously engineers took down all of the elements for inspection, testing and, if necessary, replacement. Now that process has been completed, and this month workers have been reinstating the important iron chains back over the river. There are 12 chains in total that make up the Union Chain Bridge, so we are halfway through that process. 6 have now been reinstated over the River Tweed. Engineers will now go on to complete the next 6. Once workers have successfully installed these, the next job will be to attach the metal hangers and finally the new road deck. The Union Chain Bridge restoration team have tried very hard to keep as much of the original 1820s ironwork as possible, retaining the historic pieces of chain wherever possible. However, where the iron had rusted and corroded too ferociously over the past 200 years, brand new pieces of chain have been made out of steel. Steel is an iron alloy, that is, a mixture of iron and something else, in this case, carbon. It wasn't invented in 1820 when the bridge was first built. However, we now know that it is much stronger and tougher than the wrought iron the bridge was originally built from. Normally, steel is a shiny silver colour. However, the restoration team has painted the new pieces exactly the same as the old ones, so you shouldn't be able to see the difference. Once it's reopened, come and have a look and see if you can spot which is which. Unfortunately, work has been delayed slightly this year, so we are a little bit behind schedule. This is because it's the first time ever anyone's had to restore early 19th century chains like these ones on the bridge. However, now that we've worked out how to do the first one, the rest should be a lot quicker, and we're making very good progress, so the bridge should be back open to the public in around June 2022. We should certainly be finished, ready for its 202nd birthday celebrations. Join us on the 26th of July 2022. We imagine that Captain Sam Brown would have been thrilled to see his beautiful bridge restored to its former glory. Back to the studio with you, Clive.
Thank you for that. That was a brilliant update from site. Isn't it lovely to see the bridge starting to come back together again? And in time for spring as well, which is a really lovely season to see it all reconstructed. Actually, our contractors have been trekked to a lovely Springley site recently where a family of otters came up and had a little play on the riverside while they were at work. Luckily, they were quick-fingered and got the phones out and managed to grab this video that you're seeing right now. Playful family of otters playing by the riverside right next to the Union Chain Bridge site. How wonderful. And now on to our next topic, which is talking about British Science Week. British Science Week is a 10-day celebration of all things to do with science, technology, engineering and maths. And it's happening on the 11th to the 20th of March this year. The theme for British Science Week this year is growth. And you could think about growth in lots of different ways. Of course, growth is a part of people and growing up or growing older. But you could also think about the topic of growth in animals, or even growth in the development of technology, or in materials, or even in the populations of countries. Can you think of any other good examples of growth? Of course, there's also growth in plants. And in our area, we grow a lot of different crops for food. You might already know of some of these important crops as food staples. You see them growing in the fields, you might see them on the way to school. We grow lots of wheat, for example, which makes flour that we can use to make bread. We grow lots of barley, and we also grow oats as well. Oats, of course, are brilliant for porridge for our breakfast in the morning. One essential crop you might not know about though is peas. In North Northumberland and the Scottish Borders, we grow a lot of peas. The Scottish Borders Produce Limited is a cross-border cooperative of farmers, and they grow up to 13,000 tonnes of vining peas every year within a 30-mile radius of Eyemouth. All these peas are then harvested and taken to a modern processing plant in the town, called Eyemouth Freezers Limited, where they're frozen within 150 minutes of harvest. These peas then go on to our local supermarkets where your parents might buy them and cook them at tea time. This is a great local food story with a really minimal carbon footprint. We have some of the same variety of peas as our local farmers grow right here. This little pea seed is a variety called Ashton, and it's a widely grown pea in our locality. It's a vining garden pea, meaning that the peas grow in pods on a climbing vine that can reach about 60 centimetres or so in height. Peas are annual plants with a life cycle of a year. Our plan here at the Union Chain Bridge Project is to grow these peas from seed in March like our local farmers do. They should be ready for harvest in about June. We hope you enjoyed hearing about our pea-related story for British Science Week. If we have inspired your class to take on a growth project, be sure to take a photo and send it in to us. We'll make a video of all your growing British Science Week stories. Have fun, everyone.